Dallas Cowboys' new head coach, Mike McCarthy.
I thought I'd never say this, but it's good to see everybody here. I always looked at this day as Groundhog Day, but I no longer do. But, no, it's great to be back. We're obviously this time of year gives us a chance to be around the draft prospects, but just to give you an update where we are. We, as a coaching staff, we've had a chance to get through all the video, and we're starting to build the playbooks, offense, defense, and special teams, and it's. Now we're starting to, formulate how we're going to put it together with our roster. Obviously, we have a lot of free agents, a lot of business decisions in front of us, and we're still working through that process. But just excited to be here and to get the draft, process started.
Mike.
So with that, I'll take your questions.
Coach,
Mike,
what are your early impressions on the Cowboys organization?
The organization, the Cowboys organization, it's a unique place. I've enjoyed every day there. The energy is awesome. I think you feel that from the first time you walk through the doors. So it's the passion, and it really starts with the Jones family, just the way they approach everything. So I've really had my head down, and I think like all coaches, when you're in that first year, you're just trying to get to the next meeting, get things organized, and because there's a lot of things that are different for all of us. I got a lot of coaches on my staff that I have not worked with before, so just putting together protocol, policy, the approach and everything everything that we do. So whether it's from game management, football technology, going to Oxnard for training camp, so we just have been grinding through all those things and just trying to make sure we're ready. We will be ready when the players get back officially April 6th.
Is Dak Prescott your franchise quarterback?
Dak Prescott? No, definitely. I mean, it's exactly where we want to be with Dak. I think what he's done to this point, speaks to itself. I mean, and really, Dak is he's in a business situation right now. I've gone through this as a head coach with a number of my players in the past, and I think, like anything, it's just time to be patient and let the business people work out the business matter.
Hey, Coach,
that's really where we are as an organization, and that's where Dak is in his personal flight to get a contract done.
Hey, Coach, the play calling verbiage that you've known for.
We can just go one at a time. I'm not hurried.
Any concern about if they have to tag him and he doesn't get the deal done, not being available for the offseason program?
Really the hypotheticals. Really, it's not really anything I've ever spent much time thinking about. We'll just take it one day at a time, and it's a business matter. So obviously all the things that are involved with that, those are really for Jerry and Steven and Dak's representatives.
Hey, Coach, the play calling verbiage that you're used to using, a number of the players here, they only know signs. Have you given thought to adjusting it for the modern college player? Because they only know signs coming off the sideline as opposed to, toss 38, halfback lead, fullback pass to Y.
Okay. Awesome. I think you got to look at all those things, and really, you have to have a basis, a language, a starting point, and then with that, you do have signs that that pull all that together, because no huddle, 2 minutes. So, but yes, it's important to be very aware of the system that the player that you bring into your program, where he's come from. I've coached receivers that during their college career, they just looked over to the sideline and they ran one of 5 routes. So that's all part of a normal adjustment into the league. And I think your point is well taken. But those are things you can learn from as a coach, and how you can use some of those thoughts and ideas, signals, as part of your 2-minute no huddle offense.
Back in 2012, you said you'd never give up play calling again. What made you change your mind?
I have a new job. I get to start over and take all those never again statements back. But no, I think when you just look at the big picture, these decisions that I'm making, particularly early in my tenure, I've had a lot of time to think about it. I've had a chance to study the opportunities that were in front of me for quite some time. And Dallas was the one opportunity that was something I felt was important to keep the current offense in place because of the success that they've had in the past. The productivity on offense is very high. So there will always be things that are different. I think anytime you have a coaching change, that's obvious. Our approach to offense will change. The design of how we put things together will be different, but it's important to build off of the successful concepts and particularly the language that's in place. And I'm excited to work with Kellen, and I've really enjoyed our meetings. So I really like the way he looks at the game.
Mike, what was your experience like? What was your experience like interviewing with the Giants before you got this job, and were you surprised you left there without an offer?
Well, I had a great experience with the Giants. I really enjoyed the day that I was there. First-class organization. Can't say enough about John Mayer and just the time that I was able to spend there. So it was a lot of fun. Thought the interaction was good, but hey, it's a process and things happen for a reason, and I'm very blessed with the Dallas Cowboys.
You seem rejuvenated after leaving or departing from Green Bay. What did you do after that happened, and are you excited about this new opportunity with the Cowboys?
Well, I'm excited about the opportunity with the Cowboys. I'm trying to say that as I'm rejuvenated. Give you some energy there. So that's what my media coaches told me. I don't have, but with that, I've had a year off. I mean, I think like anything in life, if you have a chance to step back, reflect, and really, take the time to be honest, be transparent about the things that you can improve on. That's all been part of the process that I went through leading up to getting the job in Dallas. But frankly, I haven't reflected 1 minute since I arrived in Dallas because like everybody, the coaching staff, we've had our head down and we're grinding away. But yeah, it's exciting. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Being at the combine is always fun. I mean, there's always great energy. In this whole city when the combine comes to town. So I'm just thankful to be here.
What are your thoughts on
After all your years in Green Bay, leading the team to the Super Bowl, you were in the back of the most with the players first. Now, as the head coach of the Cowboys, this will give you a lot more confidence on you this year. Do you feel that? Would you have this confidence?
Not really. To me, it's always, this game will always be about the players. And you can never lose sight of that. I mean, the locker room, it's something that I've always preached as a head coach. The locker room is the most important room in the building, and all your resources and your attention and your energy needs to point towards that because they play the game. They're the performers. They're really what this game's all about. So coaching's important. I'm not saying that at all, but at the end of the day, they're the priority. So, and I think that needs to be the case.
Mike,
We talked after you got hired. You said Dak Prescott was the type of quarterback that could get you a championship. Why?
Well, I think, number one, you just look what he's done in his time in the league. I mean, I think he's been impressive. I know I've been impressed with him since the first time I saw him play live, up in Green Bay when they came to Lambeau there. So, first impressions I think are very important when you see quarterbacks on the field because in-person evaluations, particularly at that position, I've always carried more weight as far as how I felt about a player. So I think he's gone off to a great start. He's built a really good foundation. I'm told he's a tremendous leader. So, in my philosophy, as we get with the personnel department and as we go through that, I mean, defenses get you to the championship. The quarterbacks win championships, and I definitely feel Dak is that quarterback.
Interactions with him lately?
Sorry?
You had interactions with him lately?
We've been in touch. Yeah, we've been in touch.
Just by phone call or?
Yes. Just once again, he's going through this business situation, and I think we all need to respect that.
Piggybacking off of her question, the last 4 times that the Green Bay Packers have met the Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay has won that. Now that you're the new coach of the Dallas Cowboys, can you bring change in Big D?
Well, I mean, our goal is to win every game. So, I mean, that's why we'll prepare the season. So it doesn't matter who the opponent is.
Coach, what are your thoughts on the newly proposed CBA?
I'm just watching like everybody else.
What's the importance for you to familiarize yourself with Oxnard before you get there and kind of get a sense of the facilities and what's?
That's a great question. I'm actually going to Oxnard here in a couple weeks. I'm going to spend a day there. Thursday, 2 Thursdays from now, just to walk the property, and we're gonna meet out there, so I can see it and just see how the operation and how it flow with we have a proposed schedule that I'm thinking about already for training camp, but the function of it is obviously what's most important, and so we're working on that. But yeah, I'm excited about it. It makes sense to go there. I know everybody in the organization speaks very highly of the training camps out there, so I think it's something that's needed for a football team, and looking forward to working on that.
Hey, Coach.
Question about you talked about the players being important. Next big event's the draft in Las Vegas, and just how that perception, how everything's changed, and not only the Raiders in Vegas, but now you got the draft coming up in Vegas. Just your thoughts on that, Hal?
Well, I mean, the draft in Vegas, I think it's great. I've been to Vegas too many times in my life, so it's grown a lot since the last time I was out there. And I think, the NFL being a part of the landscape out there is awesome. So the draft, what they've done with the draft, the event that's created, I think is phenomenal for the fans. And at the end of the day, anytime you can make it better for the fans, it's good for everybody.
Hey, Coach.
Your quarterback school was your QB school that you did in the offseason was something you always kind of lamented after the 2010 CBA. And your time off this year off, have you had a chance to think about how to rework that, or are you kind of also waiting on this CBA?
Well, I mean, it's always been reworked since 2011. I mean, it's just how you integrate it. The beauty of the old system was you were able to have 3 or 4. There was like 3 weeks where it was totally uninterrupted. You were out there every day with the quarterbacks, just in a one-on-one atmosphere. The time in the classroom was plentiful. So, now it's regulated, so you have to build it into the off-season program. We'll start that in phase 2. So there'll be components of the quarterback school that'll be part of that schedule.
Hey, Coach, during your time off, was there a particular offensive attack you had the chance to watch that caught your eye? You said, I'm going to employ this.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. We were able to, gather trends, put together trend tapes. So there's a lot of things conceptually that were of interest, and it's not as much new plays, just really variations of concepts that you've used. And my experience is the NFL is like a big cycle. There's concepts that come into play in the 90s and go back out and come, start to come back in. You're seeing a lot more two-back offense that's coming back into the league. Last year, particularly with the success, when you look at New England, the Super Bowl run 2 years ago, San Francisco's done a great job of it. So you just pay attention to those trends, and it's more about the variations that come off of the things that you believe in.
But real quick, it begs the question, the read option?
Heading to the draft for free agency, what are the biggest needs? I guess you've done over personnel with the Cowboys already. What are the biggest needs for this team, and how different is your player compared to what's on this team already?
Well, I think, when you talk about needs, you can't have enough